Listen.
If you do not understand white supremacy, what it is, and how it works, everything else that you understand will only confuse you. Now, sometimes people say, well, you mean everything that I understand will confuse me if I don't understand racism? Yes, because racism is the dominant political and religious motivating force among the people of the planet in all 9 areas of activity: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. That covers just about everything that any person, minute by minute, might be doing or engaged in any time of day or night, anywhere on the planet. Well, according to what I've written in the code book, black people are not qualified to celebrate anything. Prisoners are not in a celebratory condition. Black people are prisoners of war. The non-white people of the planet in the system of white supremacy were born in captivity. We're still born in captivity, all of us. Everybody of color on the planet is born in captivity. Captivity to whom? To racist man and racist woman, the white supremacists of this planet. You're born inside of their prison because they dictate what you do in all 9 areas of activity and what you don't do. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. They dictate this to all of the non-white people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to think, speak, and act according to what they allow you to do. So you're in prison. And so you're not, prisoners are not qualified. They can go ahead and do it, but you're not qualified to celebrate anything. But the white supremacists love for their prisoners to celebrate everything, including being in prison. Celebrate that.
Yeah.
Okay? Have fun. Get out there in the prison yard, and I mean, hey, just turn flips and sing and dance and play banjo. Slaves are always encouraged to do this. Entertain yourselves. Entertain yourselves until you drop. But just be back on that job come Monday.
Yeah.
All right? All that is just like what prisoners do. What do prisoners do? I mean, every chance they get walking around in the prison yard, they start a riot. They fight each other. They tear up everything around each other. And then they have to do what? Wimp out and go back to their cells. And then the prison masters say, okay, you had your little fun now. Now get back in your little cell. I'm going to give you all solitary confinement. I'm going to punish you. But you will learn, because I'm going to cut off everybody's food now. Like we do, like they do when we riot. They cut off jobs. They cut off food. We burn up the neighborhood and whatnot. And then we sit and look at the ashes like in the movie Do the Right Thing. And then we suddenly realize we can't build nothing. And not even allowed to build nothing. So then, now what do? You walk 16 blocks to get a quart of milk for grandma and stand in line arguing with other black people about who got there first. And then even start a fight about that with other black people. Now, this is all by design, folks. The white supremacists know what we are going to do before we do it. Why? Because they have plans for every black person on this planet. And they make plans 10, 15, 50 years ahead. And black people don't have a plan for what they're going to do in the next 2 weeks. And that's the truth. We have to be true, tell ourselves the truth. Because you can't straighten out anything without telling yourself the truth about your own flaws and your own weaknesses. And be able to admit that when somebody is stronger than you or smarter than you, that you've been beaten down and you've been outsmarted. And so far, that is the plight of black people worldwide, not just in South Side and West Side Chicago, But everywhere in the world, Johannesburg, Brazil, you name it, anywhere you find people of color, and the darker they are, the more oppressed they are, and the more they are prone to turn on each other. Why? That's logical. I mean, you're in the prison yard. There's nobody in the prison yard but other prisoners. You're on the slave ship. There's nobody on the slave ship below deck but other slaves. So what do? You start a fight. All people do that. White people would do that if just a bunch of them on a boxcar heading to the death camp. And then the food runs out. What else they going to do? System of white supremacy. The system of white supremacy is a prison system, and the non-white people of this planet have been taken prisoner. So therefore, when a white person in the system of white supremacy has sexual intercourse with a non-white person, that is the same as a warden having sexual intercourse with a prisoner. It's also the same as a, quote, unquote, adult person having sexual intercourse with a child.
Wow.
Because the non-white people, the black people of this planet, in the system of white supremacy, have been put into a childlike position in every area of activity. We are childlike. Economics, we're childlike. Education, we're childlike. Entertainment, we're childlike. Politics, religion. Why? Because we come under the authority of Big Mama and Big Daddy, who are the white supremacists of this world. Why? Because children are dependent on grown people. The white supremacists are the grown people of this planet in the system of white supremacy, and the victims of white supremacy, black people, brown people, red people, are the children, the illegitimate children. See, if a fish, the nature of a fish is born in water. So the fish is not aware of water until the fish is out of the water, okay? Because that's the natural habitat of a fish. Now, if you're born in prison, and black people are born in prison, non-white people are born in a prison called, and the name of that prison is the system of white supremacy, you're just not aware that you're in prison. You think this is situation normal. I mean, hey, what's wrong with people? I mean, talking about some kind of racism, what is that? I mean, I go where I want to, do what I want to, what are you talking about? Why? Because if you're born in a situation, if you're born in a prison cell, and you never go out of that prison cell, your whole world is a prison cell. I mean, even a mouse understands that. Or a bird in a cage. A bird born in a caged bird, as Maya Angelou would say. I mean, it's just singing. I mean, hey, I mean, it's happy. Like black people on the plantation. Oh, the happy darky, they called us. All right? And you say something about slavery. I ain't no slave. What you talking about? Zippity-doo-dah. I'm happy. I got a banjo, got my gal, got my song. What you talking about? See, now that's a firmly indoctrinated person, all right, who is not aware of his situation. And for the most part, here in 2018, the non-white people of this planet are not aware that they were born in a prison called the system of white supremacy, and that they are prisoners of war in that prison, and that no one is seriously telling them this in words that they can understand. And that makes all the difference in the world in how people behave, because we consider this situation normal, which it is. Why is it normal, quote, unquote? Because it's always been that way for the people who are on this planet right now. Maybe thousands of years ago it wasn't that way, but that's the way it is in 2018. So it's natural, you might say, if you want to use that word, for non-white people to not understand that they are prisoners of war when they are born in prison and never known anything else other than that. In economics, in education, in entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war. They are war prisoners. They are war prisoners, prisoners of that war. Already, born that way, in prison, behind those walls. Now, some people have said they've seen some cartoons of my work on the internet that have been presented, and that it pretty well embellishes what I have been trying to say in my textbooks. And to the extent that it does that, well, that has been, from what I understand, some people reported to me, a plus. Because they didn't understand what I had written very well, but when they saw those cartoons that just repeated what I was saying and attaching my name to it, and came right out of the book, the material did, they say that they better understood it. And I can understand that because people are kind of visual, particularly in the year 2021 now, more visual than ever.